Welcome to Fred Achando Analysis, ladies and gentlemen. Kindly subscribe to our channel if you are watching for the first time and click the notification bell so that YouTube will notify you whenever we do a video like this and give more likes to our videos. There is a story that is grabbing headlines in the nation, and it is one that is really painful to me. Now, the headline simply says that give us water, not fertilizer. And this story is about some hustlers from Mount Kenya who told the Cabinet Secretary of Agriculture that there is a lot of ravaging drought in that area and they are facing imminent food crisis because they planted their seeds, but due to natural calamity, drought, the seeds have all dried and there is no hope. So when Mithika Linturi went there, they told them, tafadhali, sisi hatutaki fertilizer. The reason I'm telling you that this story is painful to me, we all live in Kenya. You see, when farmers get it wrong, then even you who is living in the urban centers will have it wrong. The chief economic strategist for the Kenya Kwanza team is David D, a man I really respect with good academic credentials. But it seems to me that something is failing. The bottom-up economy started and ended up with the fertilizer because all that the Kenya Kwanza had in mind was to subsidize fertilizer. All that they wanted to do was to give fertilizer. It did not matter the drought situation in the country, whether unajua ukishapewa fertilizer hata kama kutakuwa na mvua wewe ushapewa fertilizer. Why? So that in the end, when we will be asking where is the food, where is the unga that costs 70 shillings, we will be told that tuliwapatia fertilizer lakini mvua ndio ilifanya nini, haikunyesha. And then my biggest fear is this, ladies and gentlemen. If we are not going to have bumper harvest, it is going to give this administration an advantage to start importing the GMO materials, because they will say, now that we don't have food, what do we do? And so the cry from a section of Mount Kenya farmers is a reflection of the cry of many other Kenyans, not only farmers but in many sectors. Right now the cost of living is just too high, whether it is the school fees, whether it is the token, whatever it is you look at, life has just become unbearable. The story of hustlers, ladies and gentlemen, is one that will be told and it shall be written in the annals of the history of Kenya, because it was used as a campaign tool. It was a campaign gimmick to delude gullible Kenyans to vote, and we have been forgotten completely. That is my take. I don't know what to think about the hustlers, but I have a feeling that hustlers have been forgotten. Look, last week, in fact, is it last week or just a few days ago, there was a story of the Minister of Trade, Mr. Moses Kuria, Honorable Moses Kuria, who went to Uganda and they signed a deal with Museveni so that Kenya can start importing milk from Uganda into the country. Yet we've got farmers who have got milk that are rotting in their stores. And I felt, are we looking at the interest of the hustler nation? So today again, some of the farmers from Mount Kenya are crying foul. And when you hear farmers from Mount Kenya crying, they represent very many farmers in Kenya. Because when there is drought, it affects all over. Now, if you read that story further, you'll realize that whenever there is drought, it brings a lot of conflicts. There are communities which will be fighting every day because they are competing for the scarce resources, water and pasture. As a result of drought, animals are dying. In fact, as a result of this drought, in Meru, over 200 elephants invaded their farms because these elephants are from Isiolo. There's a lot of drought, so they walk from the game parks and they come to look for food. So they invade farmers' gardens, and you can imagine that there is a drought, and then when the little that you have are being damaged by animals, wild animals. And you know what this means? There is human and animal conflicts, where now when they meet these elephants and or some of these herbivorous animals which destroy their shambas, they will kill them. In the end, we will also be killing the tourism industry, because when we kill the elephants, what happens? We reduce their number, and you see, tourism industry has been one of the major Kenyans earning. So ladies and gentlemen, it is a coiled chain where if we don't deal with one situation, it leads to another. Tusipoziba ufa tunajenga ukuta. Do you hear the Kenya Kwanza government talking about the Hustler Nation anymore? We don't. The Hustler Nation was given the Hustler Fund, and their story iliisha hapo. Hiyo mlipewa Hustler Funds na that was the end of it. Do you know what replaced hustlers? 2027 election. Immediately William Ruto took oath of office, he started thinking of 2027, and so the hustler was relegated to the periphery, and then we started campaigning. There is a lot of bickering between the Kenya Kwanza team and the Azimio government. And when this is happening, ladies and gentlemen, you realize that the government will waste a lot of time, because now their major focus will be on what to say on Sunday, what to answer to Raila Amolo Odinga. You know, it doesn't help. The opposition has got every right to make noise because they want to keep the government to check. But the government should not be engaging in the noises. They should sit down and find out where they should improve. They campaigned on a platform of tutainua vijana, tutawapatia kazi, we will bring down the cost of living. This is not happening, because when they wake up in the morning, they want to hear what Raila said. They want to know where is Kalonzo. They are in a campaign spree, and one person who has been forgotten and suffering is the hustler. I remember, and in fact I'm wondering, where is Ruto-Gachagua? He has always crafted his politics as someone who is fighting for the rights of the Mount Kenya. But I have not heard him talking about this agreement of importing milk, because we've got some farmers from Central. Now that drought is ravaging and they are being told usitupatie fertilizer, sisi tunataka maji, I don't hear him talk. I've only heard him trying to chide the opposition, and they're wondering about the campaigns that the opposition is making, and they're looking for who did not pay taxes. We really need to urge our government to sit down and stop the politics and stop the blame game. They said that when Uhuru was voted in 2017, he forgot the Mount Kenya people who voted for him, and he took all the development projects where in Kisumu. Now that Uhuru is not in picture, you can see what is happening, ladies and gentlemen, in Central. And it is not only in Central. We need to prioritize so that we look at the holistic solution of how we are going to cushion the drought system. Otherwise, we are going to be caught unaware. The other day, we were told that we should be contributing. There was a pay bill number where we were contributing to help suffering Kenyans cushion from this hunger. It was a good thing, but it is not sustainable. We cannot depend on contribution. Even the Kenyans who are supposed to be contributing do not have money. It also begs the question why William Ruto decided to do away with the subsidies, because everything is now going wrong. I really feel for our farmers, because if this is going to continue, then there is no hope for us. The government should reconsider, and the government should now re-strategize to stop politicking around, to stop the blame game, The other day, William Ruto sat down at Fairmont Hotel in Nanyuki, and I thought they were strategizing on how to work beginning 2023. But it seems to me that that was just a mere picnic, because nothing is happening. It's the same thing. I don't see them coming out with renewed vigor as people who are from that meeting with one common goal to work and prioritize the hustle nation at the heart of their administration. So, ladies and gentlemen, I don't know that there is someone from Central or any other farmers around, but I really feel that something is failing. The government must now sit down and see what to do. But do you agree with me that we can do better? We can reduce politics and ensure that we work for Kenyans. We can reduce the blame game and ensure that we implement the promises that we gave. Do you think we can? And if it is not going to happen, then if you voted for the hustler nation, if you, as a hustler, if you voted for William Ruto, do you still have the same faith that you had with the Kenya Kwanza team when they were campaigning? Tell me on the comment section. That is my take.